Friend, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I like this everyone in the front seat kind of experience here. It's not like synagogues. Usually they are seated by the back. Let's stay away from the front. Something mysterious might happen. Approximately 8 hours ago in Jerusalem, a siren went off, signaling that Shabbat was going to begin in 18 minutes. It happens all over Israel. In the old city of Jerusalem, something remarkable happens every Friday night. Jews begin to stream to the Western Wall. It's really a retaining wall of the Temple Mount. And it's interesting to talk about this because yesterday was Yom Yerushalayim, the day when Jews celebrate throughout the world when the old city was captured and the unification of Jerusalem took place. So Jews start streaming in from all directions, and the crowd is quite varied. You have men, women, and children of all backgrounds and dress, tourist groups from everywhere, Jews of every flavor of our tradition. The most traditional groups especially, they wear their customary clothes, the Jews wearing yarmulkes and head coverings of every possible size and fabric. Charedim, the ultra-Orthodox Jews with long coats and fur hats of different colors and shapes. Women with turbans or with wigs. Others dressed in modern suits and shirts or skirts, and some with hats, black or otherwise. Others with no hats. Every persuasion and denomination is well represented, all gathered in one large square. And it's a remarkable sight. On the surface, it seems so impressive that maybe there's 5,000 to 10,000 people, depending on the year and what time of year we're in. And it appears to be really tame. And I can imagine some American tourists saying, isn't it beautiful to see the gathering of so many Jews from so many different backgrounds? What a beautiful spectacle. I'm letting my secret out. So my response would be, let's not deceive ourselves by appearances. Beneath the surface, most of the different groups dislike and disrespect each other. I mean, that's the truth. The Hasidic groups don't get along with each other. There are great tension among all the ultra-Orthodox groups. There are the religious police worrying that someone will take out a camera on Friday night, or a mixed group will pray, an egalitarian group. I once was doing that, and the religious police kind of broke things up for me. They said, Rabbi, you can't do that. We have to speak the truth. At these Friday night gatherings at the wall, we are not one big happy family. Okay, I shared the inner secret. You're not going to tell anybody when you walk out. But there should not be gloom among us. Because in spite of the fact that we are divided, imperfect people, even on Friday night at the Western Wall, we must, out of faith, stubbornness, history, principle, discover the unity, to seek the commonality. If we are not united by something, we are not going to survive. So what unites us? In our week's Torah portion, the people of Israel are in the wilderness. God calls upon the Israelites to take a census. One leader from each tribe makes up the Census Bureau, and every tribe is counted. The tribe of Judah, 74,600. The tribe of Naphtali, 53,400. The tribe of Asher, 41,500. Men 20 and over who can fight. Those are the people who are counted. And in the end, we're given the total that there are 603,550 people. There's no attempt to create a totally united people. There was recognition of tribal differences. This is what the Torah tells us this week. The children of Israel encamped, each person according to his camp, each person according to the flag of his division. It doesn't describe the whole people. It recognizes that people stood by their own families, behind their own flags. Part of the tribe with which they identified. They stood together with their family, but not really as a nation. And the text tells us where they stood in relationship with each other. I wish I could have a chart, because you see, according to the Torah, it tells us certain groups were on the north, certain groups on the east, certain groups on the west, certain groups on the south. And as they lifted camp and they went to some other place, they reconstituted themselves in just the same order. And I would venture to say that this group of 12 tribes was very similar to the scene at the Western Wall. People were saying to themselves, we're better than the other tribe. We're stronger, we're closer to God. Our songs are better, our bagels are better. They stood around and appeared unified because God and Moses had told them where to stand. But in the end, what united them? It was what was in the middle of the rectangle that united them. And what was in the middle? They were encamped in this rectangle around the Mishkan, the tabernacle. And in the tabernacle was the Ark of the Covenant. Not the Indiana Jones version of it. The Ark of the Covenant, and in the Ark of the Covenant were the tablets of the covenant, the tablets of the Ten Commandments, which are symbolic of the Torah. So what united them? What unites us? It's the Torah. The 5 books of Moses, their commentaries, or the Tanakh, the entire Hebrew Bible, they're 24 books. Our belief that the Torah is central to who we are is a glue that we share together. All the groups at the Western Wall share that Torah. Ultimately, we're woven together because of that, not really anything else. By a belief that the Torah itself has to be at the heart of Judaism, we call ourselves the people of the book. And let us stop pretending that we can substitute something for that. That's who we are. Now let's get to New York from the wilderness. Sotheby's in New York is located in the Upper East Side of Manhattan on the corner of 72nd Street in New York Avenue, East Side. Sotheby's is the world's largest and most trusted auction house for art and luxury in the world. And on Wednesday evening, something remarkably Jewish happened. The world's oldest and most complete Hebrew Bible, what is called the Codex Sassoon, sold for $38.1 million, one of the highest prices ever for a book or document sold at an auction. The winning bid was made via a donation by Alfred H. Moses, a former U.S. ambassador and president of the American Jewish Committee, who was giving it to the Anu Museum, Anu meaning we museum, of the Jewish people in Tel Aviv in Israel. The price surpasses the $30.8 million paid in 1994 for Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester manuscript. The Codex Sassoon, written around the year 900, is named after its previous owner, David Solomon Sassoon, who acquired the Bible in 1929. The Sassoons are a very prominent, wealthy Sephardic family. It was not until recently that the former owner had the Codex Sassoon carbon dated, in confirming it was older than the Aleppo Codex and Leningrad Codex. Let me explain what this codex. There are versions of the Torah in Hebrew, and you want the oldest, most authentic version of it. And the Bibles that we have are usually based on a Leningrad Codex, that version of the Torah or of the Hebrew Bible. The Aleppo Codex from Syria is also seen as authentic, and sometimes different Bibles use different codex. But the fact of the matter is that this manuscript is the oldest version of the Torah that we have literally in our own hands. Ambassador Moses made sure that it would not become a part of some private collection. It was important that this would be given to everyone, be part of the Jewish people. Anyone who goes to the Ani Museum in Tel Aviv University, should be able to see it. And obviously scholars should be able to research it. Now, why is the text, the oldest complete Hebrew manuscript of the Hebrew Bible, so important and valuable? You can go into my office. I have plenty of versions of the Torah in Hebrew. And as many of you know, I have too many versions of it in my office. It's important because we're a Torah people. It all begins with the Torah and ends with the Torah. If this is the oldest copy, it must be ours. There's no Judaism without the Torah. We are told that Torah study is equal to all the other mitzvot. Now I want to bring you into this equation. Don't get nervous. Tomorrow afternoon, Catherine, our bat mitzvah, will read from the Torah. And she's an incredible Torah reader. I mean, you have no idea. I'm jealous of her abilities. It happens to be that she will read from a Holocaust Torah that was restored through the generosity of our members, which has great significance. It's one of the Czech Torahs that we redid, and it's something really precious that we have, and we use it as often as we can. So why do we have our young people chant from the Torah? Because a critical moment in Jewish affirmation, the life of a child, if we don't connect them to the Torah, the ceremony is empty. It's a sham. Now I have to be confessional. There's something that's missing in our synagogue. And Joyce, I'm not trying to spend any money for the synagogue, trust me. Bobby, I'm not trying to spend money, okay? But you know me, I have to say what's on my mind. I'm really angry with myself. And I'm not playing some game here. We don't have, in our synagogue, chumashim. Has anyone ever noticed that? Now, these chumashim are the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, with the English and the Hebrew and its commentary. This was put out by the Reform movement. The Torah, a modern commentary, revised version. We don't have them in our congregation. I'm just baffled by that. And I wasn't baffled enough to make it a big deal. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about because when it comes to Torah, we're very serious about the Torah here. I mean, we have very serious people study the Torah every week. It's been going on for 12 years. We're very serious people. The fact of the matter is, we don't have these in our sanctuary. Now, I don't know the history enough, and I'm disappointed that I haven't made it a cause. So tomorrow at Catherine's bat mitzvah, there's a really beautiful program with her picture on it. And inside, we put the Hebrew, because we want people to follow along as she reads so beautifully from the Torah. But a worshiper at any synagogue should be able to grab the Torah and read it, especially when they're bored. Now, I go to synagogue sometimes at other congregations where the services are not 1 hour to 3 or 4 hours. I mean, those are the kinds of services I like. I'm a glutton for punishment. And what happens? I should say, I'm so focused the entire time. I don't miss a word. Trust me, I get out of focus very quickly. And so what do? I take the Chumash and I start reading the Torah. A worshiper should be able to grab the Torah. Now look at this. Glenn, do me a favor. Take the Torah and put it underneath the chair. And if it doesn't fit, I'm going to hit you. Yes, it is. No. No. Okay. No. Okay. Give it to Joyce. Joyce, put it in front of you.
I'll make it fit.
And put your prayer book in there. It fits. It fits. It does fit. Oh, come on. Let me see this.
No. There.
Come on. It fits. Would you think I would have said this if I hadn't practiced that it was going to fit? So it goes back to the Western Wall. What unites us, this argumentative, opinionated, passionate, industrious people, who we are? What unites us at NRT? Do we believe in the Torah or not? Do we want to study Torah or not? Is it the center of what we do or isn't it? And I'm not criticizing our wonderful synagogue. Our priorities are straight, and there are unlimited things that we need to do at any given time. But if we are a Torah people, and if we are a synagogue dedicated to Torah study, I think as we look to the future, and of course there's so many things that you have to do in a temple. There's only a certain amount of resources any given year for anything. I think it's essential that the worshipers be able to hold a copy of the Torah at a service. This is a values message. It is a reality check. What do we need to be true to our mission? It will not cost us $38 million a book. It really costs us only $69.95 a book. And that's with a discount. We are a diverse people, a complicated people. Our membership are hungry for wisdom. We're a very smart group of people here. The Torah keeps us together. We dare not ever forget that. And let us remember, enjoy Torah. It's the real thing. Shabbat Shalom.